I bought a full face of viral TikTok shop products. I have the new Glow Hub Beauty range, some Beauty Crop bits, the Made by Mitchell curve case and some more, so let's test it together.
First up is the Glow Hub Baby Beam Dew Filter Glow Base in the shade Light Beam, and this was £14. I love the packaging, and the product itself is actually a lot thicker than I was expecting. It does have some coverage. It's very soft and creamy in texture, and I think it looks absolutely stunning on the skin. I'm so surprised. Lots of brands have released dewy base products, usually as dupes for Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter, but I think this is really beautiful, and it's actually lighter than the lightest shade of Flawless Filter. Next up we have the HNB Cosmetics Luminous Soft Focus Airbrush Foundation in the shade LF1N. This was £18, so it is slightly on the pricier side. I wasn't sure how much to use, so I just dotted it over my face and then used my trusty Coco Cosmetics by Chloe Marshmallow sponge to blend it out. These sponges are absolutely worth the money, by the way, probably my favourite TikTok shop find ever. The shade match is really good and the foundation is really easy to blend. It didn't stick to my dry patches at all, and it has this really beautiful luminous finish, as you can see here. This is going surprisingly well so far. Now for another Glow Hub product. This is the Undercover High Coverage Sit Sap Concealer in the shade Jamie 01C. This was £14, so definitely on the pricier end for a concealer. I couldn't resist trying it on my dark circles because the pinky undertone is perfect for counteracting them, but it was definitely better and less cakey on my spot. And now for another Glow Hub product. This is the Buff Blush Glow Up Colour Stick in the shade Pinched, and it was £12. I started by warming it up on the back of my hand. This shade is so nice. Because it's quite balmy in texture, I just used my fingers to blend it out, and I was quite surprised that it didn't lose much of its pigment. Often with cream blushes, and especially glowy ones, they tend to just sheer out to nothing, but this is stunning. The finish is absolutely spot on. It looks like a beautiful healthy glow. I'd never tried any Glow Hub products before this video, and honestly I'm bamboozled, so impressed so far. Next up we have the Made by Mitchell curve case in the shade Light. This isn't a first impressions, as you can see, and I'm just using the shade Hollow there, which is a really nice cool toned contour shade. This is another example of a creamy balm that doesn't lose its pigment. You can use a brush or a sponge to blend it out, but I'm just using my fingers here because it keeps it nice and precise. This blending is definitely evidence that I need to actually use a mirror instead of my tiny viewfinder because the nose contour is just not blended at all. I'm really sorry. I still stand by my opinion that blending out nose contour with your fingers is better. You do just need to actually blend it. I applied it on my forehead with a sponge for a more diffused look. To set my cream products in place, I'm using the Jordana Tisha Cosmetics Mini Set and Brighten Powder Duo in the shade Half Baked. I'm not a big loose powder fan, so I actually only used the pressed powder side. This was £16. I'm sounding like a broken record, but I really like this as well. Instantly really nice and mattifying. It's not so mattifying though that it makes me look flat. It does have a little bit of luminosity to it, and it's really nice and lightweight. I would pay £16 for just the pressed powder version of this, so I think it's really good value for money. I would love it though if they released a larger pressed version. Now onto brows. I don't usually really set them with anything, I just use a pencil. Though brow waxes kind of scare me, I also do tend to get spots when I use brow waxes. But for the sake of this video, let's try the Glow Hub Freeze Please Brow Sculpt Hair Stay 3-piece kit, which was £12. I'm using this big brush to apply the product, and I'm just brushing upwards. Like pretty much all brow waxes, this feels really sticky at first. I should have used the spoolie this kit comes with. I'm not sure why I didn't, but I actually think it worked really well with just this brush. My brows definitely aren't budging. Now to fill them in, this is the Pink Honey Wonder Whip Brow Pencil in the shade Creme Brulee, and it was only £4. I really like the shade. I think it matches my natural brow hairs really well. It also has a medium colour payoff, which is exactly what I like. I don't like when they're too pigmented because it ends up looking kind of blocky. It's not my preferred brow style, but I think the products worked well. Moving on to eyes, this is the Made by Mitchell All Smudge No Budge Pencil Liner in the shade Tiger's Eye, and this was £6. It's very pigmented and creamy. I used it to tightline my upper lash line. These do set very quickly, but I had just enough time to blend it out with my finger. Then after curling my lashes, I used the Made by Mitchell Lash Lacquer Mascara in the shade Brown Lac. This was £12. I was expecting it to be really thick and volumizing, but it's actually just primarily lengthening in my opinion. It's quite a dry formula, which I like, and it's very separating. It's not my favourite mascara of all time, but I'd probably wear it again on a no makeup day. I was personally victimised by the dark evenings here, so you may notice that my lighting starts going a little bit odd. I've tried to adjust it as well as possible. Now onto the lips. I'm using the Beauty Crop Lipped Cream Liner in the shade Pudding, and it was £8. I like that it's a pencil so you can sharpen it, and I also really like the formula. It's creamy but not so creamy that it's going to slide around. The colour's exactly what I was looking for as well. I really like this. It's like an intenser version of my natural lip colour. Definitely more on the pinky side. And now for another Glow Hub product. This is the Gen Gleam Collagen Up Lip Gloss in the shade Thirsty, and it was £10. All of their packaging just looks so nice. It did look a little bit warmer in the swatch, but I'm happy it's cool toned because it's going to go really well with the lip liner. It kind of feels like a balm oil hybrid, really hydrating and nourishing and so shiny. And now to set everything in place, I'm using the Beauty Crop Mini Pore Filter Mist, and this was £9. This was a lot glowier than I was expecting. It's actually stunning, really nice finish. Even though the lighting is not great, I feel like you can really see how nice these products are. I am baffled. I openly admit I was expecting there to be some real misses here, but no. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.